Welcome to TBD On. I am your host, the blind dyslexic. And as you can tell from the opening, this is going to be about an alternate way that the 96 Doctor Who movie could have gone. Here's the opening, basically. Basically everything from the beginning narration through how each came to be remains the same. But in this case, we replace the iHarmony plot line with that of a peace accord. Basically, that could have been, I always felt that iHarmony plot line could have been saved for one of the latter movies. Having said that, we've got Unit overseeing security. And we've got Mike Yates, head of public relations this time around, as well as the adopted daughter, we had a character, an adopted daughter of the Brigadier at the same rank Mike was, which was captain. And they're all waiting for a peace attaché to help iron out two sides, one of which is accused of having murdered the royal daughter to the opposite side. The Master, this time around, is suffering from multiple personalities, causing his tissue compression eliminator to resemble a Dalek gun. And a buddy of Yates, who throughout the movie will be complaining about how he would have been with Lee if he didn't have a run-in with a cop. But first up, he manages to get a hold of the Master's tissue compression eliminator while he's going through one of his little out-of-body snits, let's just put it that way. And then Lee and this buddy of his will go on to use it on 4 other characters. His buddy, 1, a homeless person, and then the 2 of them, 3. When the Master catches up with them, he convinces Lee to use the tissue compression eliminator on his partner. And Lee assumes the Master is a federal agent and gets conned into thinking that the Doctor is a terrorist. The Master turns around and claims that the Doctor is a terrorist, of course, and he was attempting to take him to a federal supermax. But while relaying the 3 who were already there, he faux pas one of the 3. We've got Lee Harvey Oswald and a criminal from 1989, referring to when the series began and ended. And then the last one, he's unclear whether they're a recent transfer to or from the lunar penal colony, referring to Roger Delgado, the first Master, his final episode in Frontier in Space, aka the Space War. And where is this federal supermax? What's the name of it? Why? Groom Lake Federal Penitentiary. The Doctor is hardly changed. He still suffers from the whole amnesia. But but when he sees a deck of playing cards at Grace's, he's unclear whether he left Ace with Professor Carnonis or Sally Avon. He can't understand why the twin names feel not only redundant, but why one reminds him of a college or university course, and the latter a cold chill and a feeling that a fan would have for their favorite celebrity, aka Shada. The doctor would eventually gain his memory back, and the tissue compression eliminator would be used on 7 people, but only credited for 6. The last 2 being one of the security guards at the atomic clock, and whom everybody assumes is the peace attaché. The master would eventually attack the peace accord. Mike and the brigadier's adopted daughter would shoot and wound who they assume is the master, but in truth is the peace attaché. But you're saying, Scott, blind, didn't you say he was supposed to have been one of the supposed 6 credited abducted victims of somebody who leaves doll-sized effigies of their victims behind? Yes, I did. And it would be revealed by the peace attaché that he would reveal that a federal agent wanting to draw out the doctor had his evidence pose as himself, plus, for some unknown reason, wanted him to pull a vital component from the atomic clock. Due to having reprogrammed his tissue compression eliminator to cause everybody to be hypnotized into seeing the peace attaché as the master, a la Frontier in Space, that is why everybody saw the peace attaché as the master, and somehow it had gotten leaked that the peace attaché had been murdered, opposed to being merely injured. The Doctor and Grace rush off to prevent the inevitable. The final battle still takes place in the TARDIS. The doors are knocked open moments after they've rematerialized. Military vessels, decades old, fire upon the TARDIS, mistaking it for a UFO due to the chameleon circuit is working. HADS, the hostile action displacement system, kicks in, and it's left to the public to assume, did Lee finally come to his senses, or could he no longer hang on? But nonetheless, the Doctor's forced to sacrifice the Master, a la the enemy of the world, to save Lee, as the Master's giving his famed "life is wasted on the living" quote. Everything from showing them the universe on is kept the same. They return to the coming of the millennium, as well as the signing of the peace accord. Lee's partner slams into the TARDIS after its return to its famed appearance and checks out without his prize, something belonging to either Sarah Jane Smith or Tegan Javanka. And basically everything from when he's saying his farewells is kept the same as well. Turns out that the Doctor's lovely hairdo is nothing but a product of his regeneration, so it quickly gets changed. And then we have the closing credits. Shortly after the credits, we find ourselves in a cargo vessel on the dark side of one of Scarro's moons. 2 Ogrons are sandwiched in a transmat terminal that is coming to life, and we can make out laughter. Soon as the figure solidifies. The figure looks to the camera. And they had the same demonic eyes as the beginning of the movie. The end. Thank you for watching TBD On. I'm your host, the Blind Dyslexic. Please subscribe. Hit that little bell icon somewhere right around in here. Oh, somewhere right around in here. Oopsie. Leave a comment. Because not only do these informative little information things I put out, I also do a Tulsa walkabout. Once again, I'm your Blind Dyslexic. There be my destination. There be my feet. There be my pretty, pretty face. Smoking with the atom. Down if it's on tap. Blind Dyslexic. Ciao for now.